My parents really never have raised me any differently than my two sisters who don't have a disability. I have a form of muscular dystrophy. Basically, all my voluntary muscles are weakened, and they're slowly deteriorating as I get older.
But it never occurred to Haley Freeler that she wouldn't go to college.
There were about 4 schools that I was looking at. The biggest concern for me going to school is finding people to take care of me. It would be the first time I'm living without my parents. Madison was the first college that was like, here's where you live, here are companies you can call for personal care workers, here's how other students get around campus.
These are students who have persisted and said, I want that degree, I want that experience, I want to be able to do that. They don't take no easily. It's a privilege to watch that persistence.
Kathy Truba has had that privilege for 28 years, working at UW-Madison's McBurney Disability Resource Center.
It's about opportunity. Do you have an equal opportunity to be on this campus and participate?
If you're not faced with that challenge in your life, or you don't know somebody that has that challenge, it never crosses your mind.
Most students can find a path, and our job is to make sure that we clear the path for them.
They'll walk me through all the accessible routes for every building that I have a class in. The bus system is very accessible. I also can use paratransit, which is door-to-door services.
If we take care of all those physical barriers, great, our campus is nicely physically accessible. But are there electronic barriers? Are there social barriers?
Truba says students' needs are changing.
It's not just people in wheelchairs or people with vision loss or people with a hearing loss. It's students with mental health disorders, anxiety and depression, students with chronic health conditions, Crohn's and migraine and lupus and learning disabilities, a lot of non-apparent disabilities. That's the face of disability now.
Students like biomedical engineering major James Hermes.
I'm profoundly dyslexic, so I have problems with anything symbol decoding. So if it's reading letters, numbers, when I'm reading, a lot of times I'll mix up the words. Teachers thought I was just dumb or not trying and didn't care. It was terrible. The teacher at one point told my parents, he's not going to go to college. He's not smart enough and he doesn't try.
But James was definitely smart enough. He just needed the proper support.
So I started using Kurzweil like junior year of high school. Kurzweil is a text-to-audio program. Basically anything I can copy and paste on the computer screen, I can read with Kurzweil.
Combinations of these materials. As the regions containing the materials were large and rectangular, when the phantoms were forward projected.
We do a lot of converting of print to audio.
At the beginning of the semester, I get the textbooks that we're going to have. I send it to the document conversion services at McBurney. They give me a digital copy that I can load in Kurzweil, so then I can read my textbooks.
2 phantom models were used. One to model the case of a vessel behind a large contrast filter.
We have a training lab, the Adaptive Technology Training Lab. Students are being trained on using technology they've never used before.
Select to monitor.
I wouldn't be going to college if it wasn't for Kurzweil and for the accommodations McBurney provides.
Technology has been transformative in very positive ways. We have to stay on top of what's happening, but there should not be a door that's not open to a student with a disability. There just shouldn't.
I'm very grateful that my parents never treated me any differently from my sisters. I had the same expectations growing up that, you're going to get straight A's all throughout school, and you are going to be involved, and you're going to be, just like anybody else.
We're talking to students about what else is it that you want to do while you're here. Do you want to do a study abroad experience? Do you want to be part of a student organization?
If you want something, you're going to have to ask, you're going to have to talk about it, and you're going to have to make it happen.
Good dog.
We really want to empower students to be able to speak for themselves.
There are a ton of undiagnosed disabilities.
That's the purpose of the McBurney Speakers Bureau.
We will go out and talk about who we are.
They might be going to one of the residential halls and having a conversation with first-year students. They might be a panel in a class.
Remember that everybody's at a different place with acceptance of their own disability as well.
I'm a person first. Just because you see this hunk of metal with me all the time doesn't define me.
Having students talk to students is way more powerful than me talking to a student.
Now bend your knees a little bit.
Being exposed to different types of viewpoints helps you shape your own opinions.
It explains some of the things I do, like when I'm working in a group, I have my earbuds in. I'm not listening to music when I'm working in a group, I'm reading. I have one earbud in and I'm reading, so that's what I'm doing.
Sometimes with the best of intentions, assumptions can be hurtful.
We really think that education is the key to everything. If you're well informed about people with disabilities, you're going to make more educated decisions on how to act around people like that and maybe spark ideas on how you can help.
Your specification looks very good.
We've had faculty call us up and say, I'm teaching differently now because I had a deaf student in my class. I will never again turn my back on the class and talk to the chalkboard. That's huge. That's huge, to have someone saying, I changed how I do business because I had this interaction with this person. Those are the bridges we're trying to foster, that connection.
If it could help one person who maybe is an incoming freshman in a similar situation, then I did my job. People with disabilities are becoming more and more accepted. You know, as I'm looking for a job, a lot of taglines are, we do not discriminate against people with disabilities, and I think that's great.
If we do nothing else here, it's to say every door is supposed to be open to you. Every door.
If you don't have a support system that's telling you, okay, yeah, you're just like everyone else, go to college, go get a job, have a family. If you don't have that around you, you're not gonna think that way.
We are really trying to get students ready to go have a great life.
When, you know, the people that you know don't even see your chair anymore because it's not applicable, it no longer matters to them, is probably like the greatest accomplishment I can have. Is because I've taught you to look at me for me instead of my disability.